Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is December 13th, 2023, and it's reported that Joan Laporta was extremely upset after Barcelona lost to Girona. Also, Barcelona could sign Lo Celso in the winter transfer market in case Oriol Romeo leaves the club. And finally, it's reported that Manchester United are looking to swap Jadon Sancho for Raphinha. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and as I mentioned before, I'm currently out of the country on holiday or on vacation for the holidays. But don't worry, I did bring my camera and laptop with me so I can bring you the most up-to-date Barcelona news. I do apologize for not posting any videos the past 2 days, and because of that, I will be posting 2 videos today because there's a lot of news that I need to update you on. So again, this will be 1 out of 2 videos. The second video should be coming up in the next 15 to 20 minutes. And since I am away from my YouTube studio, this will be a short live stream, a 10-minute live stream. So I won't be interacting with the comment section. I won't be reading any comments or answering any questions. It will be just strictly Barcelona news. Now, having said all of that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the get back. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the bet us. Both links are down below in the description. Now let's dive right into the news because today Barcelona was once again exposed, but this time in the Champions League as they lost against Royal Antwerp 2-3, which was again a very embarrassing performance. And I apologize right now for the mix up with the slides, but they are again, I am just on my laptop. I'm away from my YouTube studio, but Barcelona lost 2-3, and even though Barcelona had already qualified to the round of 16, this will be a huge loss for Barcelona because with every victory that Barcelona win in the group stages, it is 2.8 million euros. And of course, with this, Barcelona will be missing out on 2.8 million euros, which are very important given the club financial situation. Now, I won't be doing a match review. I'm just mentioning this quick result really quick. And I do want to talk about one controversy leading up to the Champions League match that was talked a lot in the news, in which was the inclusion of the 4 heavyweights, which are Frankie de Jong, Ronald Araujo, Ilkay Gundogan, and Robert Lewandowski in the squad list for the Champions League. They were initially given rest by Xavi. These 4 players were not included in the squad list. And then during the final moments, there was a reversal of decision and all 4 players were included in the lineup. Now, the reason I decided to talk about these 4 players is because, or this decision to reverse the inclusion of these 4 players, because there was a lot of reports in the media about why Xavi decided to change his mind. There was a lot of people talking that maybe Laporta was upset with Xavi, and maybe there's something going on in the locker room. And while I'm here to tell you the real reason, there's actually 2 versions that the club have released. The first official version is that initially Xavi wanted to rest these 4 players, but then he realized that the trip to Belgium was going to be longer than initially anticipated. So he decided to include the 4 players so they can continue training with the rest of the squad, since, again, they were going to be away from Barcelona for much longer than initially anticipated. And the second official version is that Joan Laporta decided that, Barcelona are currently in a critically financial situation and that they needed to win this match against Royal Antwerp and that's, to get those 2.8 million euros that I just mentioned. So as a result, he wanted those 4 players included, and that's why Xavi decided to change his mind. So these are the 2 official versions from the club, not the other versions that are currently circulating in the media about the locker room being fractured or about some problems between Joan Laporta or Xavi Hernandez. Now, speaking of the relationship between Joan Laporta and Xavi Hernandez, and excuse me, I am a little bit sick, but it's reported that Joan Laporta, after the defeat against Girona 2-4 at the Olympic Stadium, it's reported that Joan Laporta was extremely, extremely upset. He was absolutely fuming because of defeat against Girona. He had initially been disappointed at previous results, where Barcelona did not win. But now he has gone from being disappointed to absolutely being angry at the situation. He doesn't understand why the team is performing the way it is, despite all the signings that the club have done. But despite that, it's reported that Joan Laporta, he still gave Xavi his total support. He told him that he's angry at the situation. He told him that things needed to change, but nonetheless, he still supported him. He still believes that Xavi Hernandez is the right coach for Barcelona, especially since Barcelona are alive in all competitions. Now, I personally, again, I've said it before, I'm past the point where I trust Xavi. I think we do need a new coach. I don't think it should happen halfway through the season. I think it should happen at the end of the season. But nonetheless, I do like to hear your thoughts. Do you think Xavi is the right coach, or do you agree more with Joan Laporta, where he continues to support Xavi Hernandez as Barcelona's coach? Now, talking about that match between Barcelona and Girona, it's reported that Barcelona could still sign, excuse me, Lo Celso if Oriol Romeo does end up leaving the club. Now, you might ask, why would Romeo end up leaving the club? And well, it's reported that Girona could be looking to, excuse me, could be looking to re-sign Oriol Romeo during the winter transfer market. Of course, Oriol Romeo was a very important player in Girona. He was a very important player for Mitchell. Under Mitchell, he was one of the best pivots in La Liga. And of course, ever since he came to Barcelona, we've seen his form decline. He had a great start to the season right next to Frankie de Jong as a double pivot. But once Frankie de Jong was injured, we saw a decline in the form of Oriol Romeo, and we have seen his minutes dwindle. So as a result, it's reported that Girona could look to sign Oriol Romeo in a winter transfer market because they want to bring him back to Girona because, again, they consider him as a very, very important player for Mitchell. So if that does happen, and only if that happens, only if Girona sign Oriol Romeo in a winter transfer market, then Barcelona could look to sign, Giovanni Lo Celso. Now, Giovanni Lo Celso would be a signing for on a loan, just 6 months, kind of like a temporary solution until Barcelona could find a permanent solution in summer. Now, on to the next news, which is about Rafa Marquez. He's, of course, the Barca Athletic coach. You know, there's been, ever since Barcelona lost against Girona, there's been a lot of talks about maybe having Rafa Marquez replace Xavi as Barcelona's coach, since now he's done a really good job with Barca Athletic. He's been at the helm for quite some time. And during an event organized by the Kings League, which is the league owned by Gerard Piqué, excuse me, Rafa Marquez was asked about this, whether he would want to be the coach of the first team. And of course, Rafa Marquez put all these rumors to sleep. He said that no, that his job is the Barca Athletic coach, that he fully believed and trusted Xavi Hernandez as the Barcelona as the first team coach. He completely endorsed him, and he said that Xavi Hernandez was the right coach for Barcelona. Now, again, I disagree with this. I've said it before. I think Xavi Hernandez has shown us that he is not up to par to be Barcelona's coach, but I do appreciate Rafa Marquez doing this. I think that was the right thing to do because, after all, we need to come in unison. You can't be undercutting someone else in the club. So I'm really happy that Rafa Marquez did this, to put these rumors to bed and instead endorse Xavi Hernandez, which that's what the club should be doing, kind of in the exterior to the public. You know, there is a lot of division right now within the club, with some board of directors thinking that Xavi Hernandez should be sacked and others thinking not. Those arguments could happen within the club all day, all night. That's fine. But to the exterior world, I think it's important to show a unified front, and that's exactly what Rafa Marquez did. Now, more news about Barcelona and Girona. Again, since I didn't do a video these past 2 days, Pablo Torre has made the headlines because after the match ended between Girona and Barcelona, where Girona, of course, defeated Barcelona, Pablo Torre went to congratulate one of his current teammates, Miguel Gutierrez, and he said, "Wow, spectacular, my brother. It's been quite some time that I've had so much fun." So Pablo Torre having fun, celebrating that Girona just defeated Barcelona, talking about he hasn't had so much fun in quite some time. Very, very disappointed by Pablo Torre, who, unlike Eric Garcia, who decided not to celebrate, because after all, Barcelona is still his club. He's still a Barcelona player. He's only on loan to Girona. Here we have Pablo Torre doing the total opposite, who, again, is still a Barcelona player, but nonetheless, he was celebrating Girona's victory, which, of course, is absolutely shameful. But what can you expect of a player who has refused on multiple occasions the club's order to play with Barca Athletic? He's also has problem with discipline, constantly partying to the late hours of night. That's why he's failed at Barcelona. That's why he's currently failing at Girona. But if that's how he wants to behave, that's his problem. And if it was up to me, I would put him on a plane back to whichever other club once the summer comes and once he comes back from loan. Now, let's talk about one of the main news, which I'm pretty sure you guys are waiting for, which is the possibility of swapping Jadon Sancho for Raphinha. There are currently reports in England saying that Manchester United want to sign Raphinha and they're looking to swap Jadon Sancho for him. I'm here to tell you there's no truth to these reports. First of all, Barcelona have completely ruled out the signing of Jadon Sancho. They don't like him. They don't like his extracurricular activities. They don't like his attitude in the locker room or his things he has done outside the field. So first of all, Barcelona have no interest in signing Jadon Sancho. The second reason why these reports are false is because Barcelona consider Raphinha currently as an untouchable player until the end of the season. Barcelona are not interested in selling Raphinha unless they get a big offer, kind of like 60, maybe 70 million euros. After all, Barcelona paid a lot of money for Raphinha, so they're not going to look to take some small offer for him. They're not going to look to swap him out. They're going to look for a big offer. And again, they're not looking to get rid of him until the end of the season. So no truth to these reports that Manchester United are looking to swap Jadon Sancho for Raphinha. I mean, even if that is their real intention, it's not going to happen. Barcelona are not interested in Jadon Sancho, and they're also not interested in swapping Raphinha. They're only interested in a big offer to sell the Brazilian. And of course, there's still people in the club who think we should keep Raphinha. I'm not one of those people, but nonetheless, that's it. Now, the last bit of news is we do know now our excuse me, our first rival in the Copa del Rey, which will be UD Barbastro. Well, Barcelona are gonna face them in the round or in the last 32. Kind of, it's like the round before the round of 16. This will be, of course, an away match. It's set up that way. It used to be 2 matches, a home and an away match. Now it's just 1 match. It will be away. If Barcelona win, they advance to the round of 16. If they don't, we're knocked out of the Copa del Rey. But we do know our first rival, it'll be UD Barbastro, and Barcelona will play them on January 7th. So that will be our first match in the Copa del Rey. Hopefully, we won't embarrass ourselves like we embarrassed ourselves against Girona and today against Royal Antwerp. But of course, with Xavi's Barcelona, you never know because, well, you never know how the team is going to perform. Anyway, that is all the news. Again, this is one of 2 videos. The second video should be coming up in the next 20 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your likes and subscriptions. I'll see you in a little bit in the next live stream. And here we go.